Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be taking a first look at S Class Erika, which I know is going to send some shivers down some people's spine, but we have got S Class Erika coming to the game as a promo character. She is the next promo character coming to the Holiday Recruits wheel. She will be replacing Dwight once he has expired, and visually you can see she looks honestly awesome. She looks awesome. Original Erika was quite near the start of the apocalypse. She's chilling in her winter gear. She's probably been skiing or whatever, and the zombie apocalypse just kicks off, so she decides to hide out. Now she's come down from the mountains and she is basically like Commando General something or other Erika, and she looks obviously badass. She is a strong character. As you can see, she is holding that baseball bat. It does look like it is a default weapon though, but we will check that out later in the video. Now if we go across the left hand side, we can see her avatar, and it is Erika as we know her. She has got a little bit of camouflage on her face. I think it's going to be the same sort of deal with MJ and Shaquille, where it's just going to be anti-glare effectively, but she's not using anything that would really require it. Like, she's not using a weapon where she'd have to aim down a sight or something, so it's pretty interesting. Maybe style, maybe just going for style points. As an S-Class character with 30 veteran rings, she has the low attack stat of 1,310. Defense is at 3,641, but the HP is way high, 7,168, making her the second highest HP stat character in the game after S-Class Kali. She is, of course, a strong character, and she is considered a medic. Surprise, surprise. Following on from the 6-star character, the alert character, that was also considered a medic. Now we'll go across to her rush, and it's called In My Crosshairs, which is very interesting because she's holding a baseball bat. It's a 66 AP cost rush. Up to 2 enemies get stunned and crosshairs for 2 turns. While battling on the defense team, up to 3 teammates recover from heal reduction and regain up to 100% max HP and 100% bonus HP. So 2 main segments to this rush. The first part, of course, is just a lot of control. The crosshairs does mean any takedowns would be decapped, which is actually pretty beneficial for a defense team character, and she would team up with someone like Mr. Lou or, infection characters pretty well. That means their takedowns would not be able to get revived. The part that's battling on the defense team is kind of confusing to me. It is good, but I can't really see how it could be used on an attack team. So I don't really get why it's being forced to use on a defense team. Up to 3 teammates recover from heal reduction is nice. We do see a lot of heal reduction around at the moment to make those attack teams with infection go a bit more smoothly. And obviously the massive heal is just nuts. Full heal, that means if someone's got 1 HP, they'll go up to 100%, potentially like 10,000 HP, and then they'll get 10,000 bonus HP on top straight away. Like S-Class Kali, for instance, she would just potentially get so much HP with this, depending on how you modded her. She could potentially just be healed for 15,000 base HP and then 17,000 bonus HP instantly. This is kind of nuts. Okay, so we are on their turn 3, and I'm going to let them do their rushes just to see the effectiveness. You're going to see the 100% heal come in, and then all of the teammates getting 100% bonus HP. It does only go to 3 teammates, but if Erika was one of those 3 teammates, she would obviously get that herself. It would heal the people with the lowest HP first. So let's say there was 3 people with 20% HP and Erika was there at max. It would not go to Erika herself. The big bonus here for these characters obviously is the fact that when I do come in with the big damage now, because of the bonus HP, it's going to sap it up. Now there's camouflage on the other characters as well, just to stop me from being able to do adjacent damage, and that's because of Javi's rush there. I think the combo with Javi and Erika is going to be great, because Javi defense team's the biggest issue he had was heals, and that is exactly what Erika's bringing. Now you can also see I've got crosshairs on Rick here. He has been infected by the rush of Tara, and that means when this obviously runs out, and he's got 100% heal reduction as well, when this runs out, he's done. He's done for, unfortunately. He's 100% going to be decapped, which is brutal for any character on an attack team. So Erika's rush is looking very interesting. The crosshairs part of it, and of course the heal part of it, very nice. The stun is also good, but a lot of characters will have stun resist a lot of the time, especially coming up against strong teams, because a lot of strong defense teams do like to use stun on attack. So maybe it would have been better to use a slightly different control here, but you can also just link it in with some trauma. There is definitely some trauma that can go around. You've got trauma on Tara, for instance, who can be used on a defense team with Javi. So the combination could be nice between those 3 characters +2. Now we'll go across to her active skill to see what that has to offer. It is attack down, taunt, and AP up. It has an initial cooldown of turn 2, cooldown of 5, number of uses 5. One enemy gets minus 80% attack and taunt for 4 turns. This character gains 50% AP, which is obviously really, really powerful. That character that gets taunted is in so much trouble. Not just that, Erika would then gain 20 AP bonus every 4 turns. And because her rush only is 66 AP and she's getting attacked, she's going to be taking a little bit of damage because of the minus 80%. It's not going to be great. She could potentially get her rush a turn earlier now and again if she's getting attacked by other characters. And obviously once that starts going, your 100% bonus HP just starts rolling around the entire defense team. It will get pretty nasty real quick. So just to show you what it would be like, I'm going to use her in a one-on-one situation with Dwight. And she's going to obviously get her damage blocked here. But now I would be normally rushing and I'm going to be controlled. One of my characters is going to have this control. And you can see she gains AP every time she does this. You won't be able to see it there because she's full AP. She'll rush. She should go up to like 5 or 6 right now. You'll see her gain a guaranteed amount of AP. I'm stunned for 2 turns. Now I get to come in with something, but because of the bonus HP, as much as I do so much damage, then the taunt comes in again. She's got no kill potential, obviously. She will rely on teammates to get that done, but when takedowns do come in because of her rush, crosshairs is on my characters, so that is going to be very, very effective, like I said before. So lots of control now with this taunt on top, and one thing to note, I do think that this minus 80% attack does generally focus the person with the highest attack. That's the way it's always seemed to be when it comes to like Rosita and other characters that do these sort of active skills where they have massive minus percentage attack. It always seems to attack your most dangerous damage dealer. So I think that could be the same case with Erika, and obviously she's gaining the 50% AP. The taunt is really nice. It is really nice. It is not a lock. Obviously, you saw I got that 1 turn window. It basically is going to come down to timing in terms of if my character gets controlled. She could have an AP down weapon, and you could just be doing AP downs every time those taunted attacks come in. You just reduce the AP potentially. So there is definitely ways to control the character as they're attacking you. But she's going to take no damage. The worst that's going to happen is after 4 turns, that character is going to have their rush available. But no one wants to be in a situation where it lasts that long. But it could if your most dangerous damage dealer is taken out of the game. Now you may have seen as well that she has the specialist skill, which is Vitality. At the beginning of each turn, this specialist regains health based on the amount of unspent adrenaline it has. So that means if she has gained no AP and she has taken damage somehow, she will not gain any HP based on the Vitality. But if she is at 10%, 50%, 100%, it doesn't matter. She'll gain HP based on the amount of AP she has. So we are going to come up against Erika once more, and it is worth noting that if I do AP drain her on any of these attacks, it would obviously make Vitality not work. I have unequipped all my AP drain mods just so it doesn't happen, just so you can see the heal actually take place. I'm not going to try and give her her rush, so we're going to do some defense. So you can see the more AP she has, she got over 1,000 heal there, and that's basically kind of like having a fast healing weapon, but just for her. So it's guaranteed to go to her every single time. That is actually kind of nice. It's going to counter infection to a certain extent, especially low-level infection like the 15%. So it does work very well against those infection attack teams. However, obviously, you can just put heal reduction on a character that has Vitality and they will not be able to heal. But she does cleanse that with her rush. So she has got ways of getting around that herself. If she does get her rush off and it goes to her where she gives herself 100% HP and 100% bonus HP, Her Vitality wouldn't proc until you reduced all of her bonus HP down to 0, then got into her normal HP. Unless you had her bleeding or burning, and that would bypass bonus HP, her Vitality at that point would just be sitting there ready to heal her if she needed it. I'm uncertain if Vitality does heal infection when she is max HP. I'm pretty sure it does not. So if you are coming up against her and that's something that you want to use against her, you shouldn't do much damage to her, otherwise she will heal against that infection. Now, as we saw in the character introduction, she does not have an attached weapon, so she has got a default weapon. You can put whatever weapon you want in her hands. There are weapons like last season's Carry-On sword that could work pretty well in her hands with the elusive. This would mean that when she's getting forced attacked by a taunted character, that character could proc that elusive every single attack, and obviously that means that she would be windowless at that point. She could also have AP down, so she'd be elusive, not giving AP, and then AP draining the character that's being taunted, attacked against her, and any other character potentially that tries to attack her as well. So there are definitely some good weapon options you can get into her hands, and I kind of don't mind too much that she's got a default weapon here. We have been seeing a lot of weapons recently where they are actual just massive windows. As much as they can be quite powerful, after that initial setback, you can generally blitz through them because they're not really adding much to the fight. For instance, Marge, as much as that Guardian Shield weapon is great, and I definitely wouldn't replace it, once those Guardian Shields are down and the first 2 turns are passed, that third slot is no longer doing anything. But maybe you have some thoughts on what weapon Erika can hold in her hands. Do let me know in the comments down below or any ideas. I do think that Carry-On sword seems to be a good pick though. So that is Erika, and I think she is pretty strong. I don't think she's going to be as devastating as 6-star Erika was. 6-star Erika was the most overpowered character randomly just to come into the 6-star era. And it was mainly because of the revive and the fact that decaps was so hard to come by. This does counter something that's going on in the game at the moment with heal reduction, and she does fit into a Heavy team extremely well. We talked about this a little bit on my stream. People who have Heavy know that one of the massive weaknesses you've got is the lack of healer. And people who did get Tara in War of Champions, she makes a massive difference on a Heavy team. So the potential's there with Erika to go on that team as well, and you saw the amount of HP and bonus HP you can get on top. It is going to be nasty. It is actually going to be nasty. And the fact that that crosshairs, as much as it seems to be a really small thing, that crosshairs is going to be actually kind of devastating, I think, because these teams are going to last. And if she's like in the mix with like a couple of Mr. Lose, that's going to be drastic. That's going to be a lot of bleed damage and potentially some decaps because of the crosshairs. So I like Erika a lot. I like the get up visually. I think she looks great. Her art looks awesome. She looks awesome, and she does have a weapon on her art, so do expect her to get a weapon in the 5-star weapon wheel at some point. We'll look forward to seeing how powerful that one is. But that is the end of my video previewing S Class Erika, the next promo character to come to the Holiday Recruits wheel. Do let me know your thoughts on her. Are you going to pull for her? Leave your comments down below. That is the end of my video. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.